The following program contains violence, disturbing imagery, nudity, and, oh my God, why are you even watching this? Just run away. This shit is going to give you nightmares.
Recorded live at the Jerrad Show studios in Tampa, Florida. It's another episode of the Jerrad Show. And now, here's your host, Jerrad Suarez.
That's right, back again for another one. Two podcasts in one night. What do you know? And wouldn't you know it, I've got another guest with me. This time in studio. Last time was Skype. It's nice to hear from Daniel. Now we're going to take it a little bit old school. OG, if you will. Frank Moody joins me on the podcast tonight. What's up, Frank?
Hey, what's up, buddy? How we doing?
Doing good.
It's good to be back, man. How long has it been?
It's been a couple of weeks since we went ahead and did the inaugural Jerrad Show.
Oh yeah, the JFK.
Yeah, not the Jerrad Show. I'm thinking about reading the things off the screen here. Yeah, the JFK. That's our new podcast.
Yeah, I haven't been since before the week before Thanksgiving. How was your Thanksgiving, man?
My Thanksgiving was nice. I did a live show that night. Most radio guys and podcasters, they take off a Thanksgiving break, and I fucking stepped it up. Instead of taking a week off, I fucking took my show live.
Damn.
And broadcasted it out live.
They're not even paying you holidays.
No, I'm not even getting paid here. This is just for the love of the game. But yeah, it was the live thing was. I guess I could talk about it. I guess we could talk about it. I didn't talk about it on the last podcast. The live thing it wasn't. I would get really stressed out about it. I would be sitting here at the studio desk, and it would be 8:55. I'd be sitting here in silence. I'd have everything queued up, ready to go, so I wasn't late or anything, and it just sucked. It gave me a lot of pressure as I was sitting there in the silence. What am I going to talk about? Who's going to be fucking listening tonight? Am I going to get a Skype call in that I'm not, thinking that I'm going to have a Skype call, but there's some guy calling me on Skype and he's trolling my show? I didn't know what was happening. I was ready for anything to happen. It was just like another week. There was nothing special about it. I did do one podcast that was 40 minutes late. I was almost over half an hour, almost an entire hour late to the podcast. So it started at 9:40.
How'd they feel about that?
Nobody fucking listened to it anyway, so it doesn't matter. So I got less listens last week than I've ever got ever. I mean, I usually, like the week before that, I hit a peak where it was actually a lot of fucking people listened to one of the episodes, and I was surprised. But then the next week there was just like nobody, like maybe 5 or 6 people listened to it.
Maybe it was the holiday thing.
And that's what I'm thinking. That's probably why they take fucking Thanksgiving breaks, because nobody fucking listens to the radio. Everybody's out of fucking town.
Yeah, they're on that holiday music and
exactly
festivities.
Exactly, but
I didn't even have signal where I was. I downloaded Skype because we had planned on doing a show from where I was.
Yeah.
And I went to Tennessee, and there was no signal where I was. Yeah, I couldn't.
Yeah, I've been up in Tennessee, in parts of Tennessee where there's definitely no signal that I have.
It was secluded as shit. Bro.
How was it up there?
It was nice.
I saw the pictures, man.
It was really, really nice, dude.
What was it?
It was like a 3-story cabin. You got the basement, first floor, second floor.
Was it a basement or was it on the side of a mountain?
No.
It was actually underground?
Yeah, it was all decked out, nice, drywall, like we could sleep there. They had beds and...
Because the cabin that I stayed in Gatlinburg was built on the side of a mountain, so the bottom floor was like kind of into the mountain a little bit, but half of it was like kind of out.
Right.
That's how this was?
That's correct.
Yeah. That's how they do it up there on the mountains.
No, I thought you meant opened. Like it was just wide.
No, yeah. Part of it is in the ground.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
So what was that like? You guys had a lot of fucking people up there.
Yeah, we had 18 people.
18 people in a 3-story cabin.
Yeah, it worked. It worked out.
So
good.
Would you guys do anything cool while you're up there? Did you guys go into town or anything?
No, we didn't go into town. It was strictly, I mean, most of the time we bullshitted around the table. We played cards, rolled dice, listened to music, kick it, shoot squirrels and shit,
Nice.
We ate some squirrels.
So you shot a squirrel and cooked it up and ate it?
Yeah. Right
okay, you can't just breeze over that. You've got to explain to the listeners what all that entailed. Start it off.
All right. Well, first, I mean, we had our rifles and like our real guns and stuff.
Right.
We didn't want to shoot like in that area.
Right.
Like we didn't really know where the hunting zone was there, so we went to the Walmart in town.
Right.
And this bitch is 30 minutes away, 40 minutes away, the Walmart is.
Most stuff, most of the time it takes just 30, 45 minutes just to get down a mountain out of the way.
And we got a 22, most pellet guns are the .177.
Mm-hmm.
This one was an actual 22 caliber, so it was
Yeah,
like
they
the
have
size
those.
of a bullet. So we got that one instead, and we were shooting the 22 pellet. It's like a snap barrel rifle, and the plan was to, when we saw a squirrel, whatever. So I was sitting there. We're just shooting these targets that I bought. We're doing target practice. They're up on the deck at the cabin in the balcony, and I'm standing, or not standing, but I'm sitting behind this tree, and I'm probably 10 feet away from the targets that they're shooting at, so I can let them know, all right, you went a little high, you went a little low.
Okay,
And
spotting
we got
for 'em.
walkie-talkies. Yeah, I'm spotting
Nice.
for them. And as I'm down there spotting, I hear this rustling and whatnot, you know, over in the twigs, and
Oh, shit.
I walkie-talkie to my little brother, and I said, hey, you know, they're rustling over here in the trees right now, you know, come on down the deck. And he ended up coming down. We got him where we pretty much let him run in between us, and we closed in, and when you do that, they have nowhere to run, so what they do is go up the tree. And while they're not like these domesticated squirrels that'll sit on the fence and wag their tails and just sit there and look at you like dummies.
Yeah.
These things freaking like hug the tree, bro. And I mean tail, everything, bite completely flat, dude. And no movement at all. So you literally, like, you have to stand next, like, at the bottom of the tree, and you have to look up, like, and you follow the scales of the bark, right? You want to watch the imprint of the bark, right? And then you'll see a squirrel shape.
Oh,
Like
okay.
at the top, out of nowhere.
You gotta spot 'em.
You'll be like, oh, fuck, there it is. But you literally
Shit.
have to, like, read the whole fucking tree to look for these squirrels, because there's nothing poking out, bro.
Right.
And they'll stay there for hours.
Oh, they'll just stay
Yeah.
completely still.
So we had two of them.
That's
Ended
awesome.
up lucky enough to got them up in the same tree. And Nick took a shot, and he got one, and then the other one was on the other side of the tree, so he threw me the rifle, and then I took the shot, and I mean, we dropped them one shot apiece. They come
Nice.
tumbling down the tree, and
Fall right down.
yeah, we skinned them, and
That's pretty
Gutted
awesome.
'em
I've
and-
always wanted to eat a squirrel like that. I've always wanted to do that.
it's fresh, man.
Yeah, I
There's
know.
nothing wrong. It's gamier. I mean, gamier. I mean, it's just a little chewier, but I mean, it's the same texture as chicken. It's just
Yeah, but it
a
doesn't
little
got the, like
chew
a
on it.
gamey flavor to it.
No,
No?
it's not a gamey flavor. Just the texture.
Man, I've had some
It's
pork
like-
that's just god awful fucking gamey.
Yeah?
Just terrible.
Hog?
Yeah.
Yeah,
It was
the
fucking
older
bad.
the older, bigger ones are really gamey. But if you get like a 30 to 50 pound wild pig,
Yeah.
dude, the meat's so tender, and I mean, it sounds fucked up because it's like pretty much a baby pig, but
Right. Yeah.
dude, the meat's.
I mean,
good.
that would be the
Tindle-
that would be the
as my
squirrel that
uncle
I
would
would
say
shoot.
is Tyndall Biddles. Tender.
I would
Biddles.
not shoot a like I wouldn't want to shoot and eat an old squirrel like that looks big and old and looks like it
Yeah.
probably had some litter of pups. You know, it's got long nipples. Those fucking things. So you want to go for one that's small with a big head. You know, because you know that motherfucker's young. And yeah, usually younger animals are better meat because they haven't had all the stress of life.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, dude, I've never killed an animal. The only time I've ever killed an animal, actually, I have killed one animal. So that's earlier. The previous statement is false. The one animal that I killed was a dove, and I shot it out of
You fucking
a tree.
killed a dove, Jerrad?
Yeah. I was like, I had a BB gun in my hand. I was
Did you
standing
know
in the
it
backyard.
was a dove?
Yes.
You thought it was a pigeon, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah. Of course,
Come
I thought
on.
it was a pigeon.
Okay,
I didn't know
that
it was a
sounds
dove.
so much
That's what we called those doves, the little street doves. You know, we call them pigeons. So I'm standing in my backyard. I've got the BB gun, and I've got the .177 BB gun, and I got a scope on this BB gun. Same thing, not a break barrel, but it's got the handle comes out and you pump it, and it's a pump up. The same gun that shot my fucking tooth out.
Nice.
I shot. Maybe it's karma because I shot the fucking dove.
I was just getting to that.
I put the rifle up into the air. It was
So
all
it
the
wasn't a pigeon, guys.
It was all the way up in the top of a fucking pine tree, and it was an old fucking pine tree too. Like I probably couldn't fit my arms around it. It's that big and tall, and so all the way at the top of this fucking pine tree, there's a little dove sitting next to the thing, just hanging out there, minding its own business. And I was like, I bet you I can fucking hit this thing. Took one shot, bam, popped it right in its eyeball, Like, went right through one eyeball, right into it, scrambled its brains around, and then went out the other side. And it was horrifying. It was like, I still remember it because, like, as his brain was getting scrambled by that BB, the flight response kicked in and was like, get the fuck out of here. So it tried to fly, and then brain scrambled, fell right to the ground. Just, bam, right to the ground. I felt fucking terrible, bro. I felt like a fucking murderer. I went out there. I didn't want my dad to find the fucking dead bird shot through the fucking head.
What did you do with the bird, Jerrad?
So I fucking buried the bird, bro. I buried him.
Nice.
Buried him in the backyard.
Like, headstone there, like a cross?
No, I dug maybe a 2-foot deep little hole, and just because I didn't want any cats to fucking dig it up.
You've done enough damage.
Yeah, I didn't want it to pull it out and just desecrate a corpse. That's wrong.
That's bad.
So I put it in the hole, and as I put it in the hole, I think I saw it move, like a little bit. Maybe it was still alive, and I just got scared, and I fucking dumped the dirt right on top. I was like, fuck! And I fucking slammed the shovel on the dirt really hard, make sure it's fucking in there. And I was like, fuck, man. I'll never do that again. That was horrific. Now, if it was an animal that I was going to eat, I would do it. Yeah, I would do it 100%.
Yeah, I'm not into it.
But I think the whole part
Nick
about...
saved the skin to one of the squirrels. I showed him how to...
I showed
him how to skin it properly, and you can actually just... Did
you tan it out there in the sun or whatever?
No, he froze it until he got it back.
Okay, so he's going to do it now. Do it here?
Yeah, but you can... I guess you salt it. Like, you just put salt on it and leave it in the sun.
Yeah, that's called tanning. It's a process that's that they do to make leather. And basically that's what it is. It's going to be squirrel leather. Squirrel fur.
Yeah. I told him he can, cut that... get a beanie and then put the squirrel hat. Put it on the beanie, right? And then cut that part of the beanie out. And then sew the squirrel onto the beanie. So you got stretchy part. You got, a stretchy squirrel.
Stretchy squirrel fucking hat, dude. That's fucking funny. Man.
But the trip ended up great. It was right there on the river. We didn't really get in the water. The kids, my second daughter got in.
Was there water on the property? Like a creek or something?
Yeah, it was down a little bit. But yeah.
It was down the mountain just a little bit?
Yeah. It was probably
30 I did see. Down. What was it? I saw a picture of some sort of dock.
Yeah, it had a yellow duck on it. We bought that duck. Dude, that duck is over 7 feet long.
Wow.
7 feet long. I had
floaty duck. What are you gonna do with it now?
On it sitting.
Just got it back here.
You could take it. I'm probably gonna take it to the beach.
Yeah, go out on the ocean. So hilarious. What was it? Was it a lake or was it a creek or river? What was it?
It was a river that it actually is dam controlled. There's a lake part, but we were on the lake was here, and then the river cut off, and then we were pretty much on the river. But it's dam controlled and all that shit. So
okay.
The summertime, I guess it's 20 feet higher than it was.
Yeah, that happens sometimes.
And you could see the cabins across the way, across the river, huge slides and shit set up.
Oh, into the river? Oh, that's cool.
Dude, just awesome.
Yeah, that is
summer,
pretty cool.
I feel like summer. Besides, I feel like the bugs. I feel like a summer out there would be really, really dope.
Yeah, well, they got cooler bugs up there, too. It's, not as bad as down here. Our mosquitoes down here in Florida are fucking vicious pterodactyls, bro. And, yeah, they're fucking crazy compared to the rest of the country.
I heard Louisiana, they're pretty bad.
That, too. Yeah, the swamp is pretty bad, too. But they're still bigger down here in Florida.
I went there, it was cold. When I went to Louisiana, it was cold, so I didn't really experience the mosquitoes.
Yeah. And in Tennessee, it's usually cooler up there, so they have different bugs.
It was 30.
They have lightning bugs up there. Fireflies?
It was, what was it? It was a high of 50, a low of high 29. It was
oh, that's beautiful.
Dude, but you can walk outside in this shit. It was
I love when it's I remember the last trip that I took up to a cabin was Thanksgiving, maybe three years ago, I think, maybe 4 years ago. We went up to Blue Ridge, Georgia. It was 3 years ago. It was pretty nice. It was on a lake like that, dam controlled. But there's something so nice about getting all wrapped up, get a jacket on, get a beanie on, get your puffy pants on or whatever, some boots and shit, and then going outside and just chilling on the porch while it's fucking 20 something degrees.
Yeah.
and you smoke and see your breath, and it's so nice. I feel like you can see so many more stars when it's that cold too. Right?
The stars were amazing out there, bro.
Yeah, that's
amazing out there, dude.
Dude, I remember
like
one morning.
Fucking little dippers right there, big dippers right. But it not only like those, even here in Tampa, like you can see those really good.
Right.
But there,
so many more stars.
Oh my god, bro! It is actually difficult to find the Big Dipper and Little Dipper.
Yeah, because there's so many stars.
There's so many fucking stars.
When I went up there, I remember I woke up really early that morning, the morning that we were going to leave. And I got all bundled up, went outside to smoke, and looked up. I just looked up at the sky, and it was just like dark blue with fucking just tons of stars everywhere. And I was like, I'm just going to take this in for a couple of minutes and just remember this moment for the rest of my life. Like, this is beautiful. I get to look out over a giant fucking lake with a, huge, massive spread of stars, mountains off in the distance. It was fucking beautiful. But I really do think that when it's colder like that, you can absolutely see more stars. And I think it just doesn't get that cold. And it does kind of make some sense. Humidity.
You're higher up too, though.
That's true. That's also true.
Yeah, because I want to say our cabin was at 1,000 feet elevation.
Wow. Okay.
So when we left the cabin in the morning, we actually were driving, and you could see the clouds some of the clouds were under us, like the lower clouds.
When you guys were driving out of the mountains?
Yeah, when we were leaving the cabin that morning.
That's one thing that I hate about going up there. Is that you have to drive.
Your ears popping shit as you're driving?
Yeah, it's driving through those fucking mountains. It sucks. It's the fucking worst. I
love it.
Dude, it's so terrifying to me.
Nah, bro.
When you take that turn around that mountain, and then you just see fucking like 160 miles off into the fucking distance, your fucking stomach starts going, this is wrong. Dude. This is something that I shouldn't be seeing right now. There should
Some
never be.
Some people are just supposed to, I think you're just supposed to focus on the road when you get that way.
Yeah, definitely.
Like you're just supposed to look at the road.
Absolutely.
Raquel was telling the kids that shit.
But being from Florida.
Like, what do you mean? I'm like, you're going to miss this shit. Yeah. I'm like, look!
Look at what you're missing! But from being from Florida, where everything's flat, and the farthest that you could possibly see is like maybe
10 miles.
10 miles, yeah. Like, if you go up on a tall building, you might get a good 20 miles.
Yeah.
Or if you're out on the bay, you might be able to see across the bay on a clear day.
That's like 10 miles. Yeah. Dude.
But yeah,
it's awesome.
To see that, well, I remember when that happened, I wasn't driving, and I was like, holy fucking shit, I can't even look at that. I had to put my eyes down, put my hands over my, on my forehead, like blinders for a horse. And I was like, I can't fucking look at that, dude. It's just fucking creeping me out. And we're going fucking 80 miles an hour on this fucking interstate around these turns and shit.
Are you like horrified of heights?
No, I'm not. I have no problem with heights. I used to work lightning protection. I used to install lightning rods, being that Florida is the lightning capital of the world, basically. I used to go up, and lightning rods are right on the edge of the building, so I'd have to routinely go up to the edge of a fucking extremely tall building.
I was going to say, maybe it's like a little case of vertigo. But
It's probably the fact that, one, that I'm not in control of the vehicle. That was probably one of the things that kind of fucked me up. I wasn't driving. I was a passenger.
Oh, gotcha.
So that kind of fucked me up a little bit. And then also just the sheer amount of distance, the vastness of the mountain valley that I could see through there. I mean, it was cool fucking going back on it, but when it was happening, it was fucking just like, I am not supposed to be looking at this right now. This
One
is
wrong
fucked
turn.
up.
That's it.
Yeah. I mean, also, we went on another trip to North Carolina one time, and it was on a...
That's pretty mountainy, dude.
It was a ski resort that we were staying at, and it was off-season of ski resort, but it was still like Thanksgiving holidays.
That's steeper than Tennessee.
Dude, we were up on the fucking side of a mountain, like a crag, where it just went straight the fuck up. And her dad was like, come on, let's go, let's all get in the truck, and we'll drive up to where there's snow at the top of the mountain. And I got in the truck, and then all of a sudden I saw in my head the truck slipping on snow and start to like slip, and in my head I heard her dad say, oh shit, like I could vividly see this like happening. oh shit, and him freaking out. And that scared me enough. I was like, I can't do this. I got out of the fucking car. And they all went up to the top of the mountain and had fun time in the snow. And I was like, I can't fucking...
Dude.
Yeah, I couldn't do it, man. I saw the fucking truck tumbling down the fucking mountain.
They made it back all right?
They made it up there and back, no problem. No problem at all. But
maybe
who
next
knows?
time?
If I was there, maybe the premonition would have came true. You never know. Could have been a premonition. Could have been one of those psychic things.
That's not how Final Destination happened.
No, but, I think that's how, mediums, right? They see, or psychics? Who sees the future? Is it mediums or psychics?
Psychics.
Okay. Mediums talk to dead people, right?
Boom.
Right. I think I might have some psychic powers. Some psychic powers
Well,
and
you
some
were wrong
medium.
about the truck going off the mountain.
Well, maybe I was, but maybe I wasn't. Maybe if I was in that truck, the premonition would have came true. Maybe just because I was in that truck, the extra weight maybe could have slipped on some snow and went tumbling down the mountain. Actually, I do think...
You're telling me the time that wants to happen didn't happen.
No, I'm saying that I changed the future. I altered the future by making a decision. Like, it was destined to happen, but I made the decision not to be in the truck, so it didn't happen.
I watched an episode of Legends, so I get this.
Legends?
I get what you're talking about.
What is that? Is that DC?
Yeah.
Yeah? Dude, I started watching The Punisher. I talked about this on the previous podcast. But I started watching The Punisher.
Who's that with?
It's I think his name is Bernthal. I'm pretty sure that's his name. He played Shane in The Walking Dead, in the first season of The Walking Dead.
That's right. Okay. I've seen the previews now. Okay.
Dude, he's fucking awesome in this show.
He's awesome in fucking everything.
Yeah.
Bro.
Yeah,
he was in Snitch. He was fucking.
He was in that one movie that you were telling me about. Yeah, it was like Robert De Niro. There's a bunch of fucking people in it, and I was like, wow, that's crazy.
He's a fucking great actor.
What was it called? It was the Tanks movie. Weren't you telling me about a movie with tanks or something? No, that was somebody else, I think.
And Shane is The Walking Dead, bro. He killed that shit.
Yeah,
bro.
dude, it's fucking crazy.
He's a good actor, bro.
The Punisher is such a good performance. But it's really funny at sometimes because if you watch The Walking Dead and you watch The Walking Dead, you can tell that Andrew Lincoln, the guy who plays Rick, copied Jon Bernthal's accent because there's fucking flat out times where the Punisher sounds just like Rick Grimes, like exactly like him from The Walking Dead.
Well, they're trying to copy each other's accent because they're from the same town, right?
Yeah. Well, and also Andrew Lincoln is British. Rick is British. The guy who plays Rick, he's full on British. When he talks in interviews,
Shane, or not Shane, but that guy's trying to mimic his accent.
No,
Rick
is mimicking Shane's accent.
When?
Through that whole fucking thing, dude. Even now, when Rick is still on the show, he's still using what he learned from Jon Bernthal. I feel like he sounds just.
How long has
like
he been around, bro? Because it doesn't seem like long. I don't think he did anything.
Well, shit, they're in 8 seasons. They're in 8 seasons of The Walking Dead.
Has that dude did anything before The Walking Dead?
I guess we could pull it up. Let's take a trip into the internet and find a little bit more on Jon Bernthal. Right? Isn't that his name? Bernthal. I'm adding an A in there. God damn it. Okay, yeah, he was in Wolf of Wall Street. He was in all kinds of shit.
Well, that's not before Walking Dead.
You're right. Let's see. Walking Dead. When was he in Walking Dead? I got his IMDb pulled up. Shane Walsh was his character, and he was from 2010 to 2012.
Oh, we're going back now. Keep going back.
Yeah, so this is 2000. I mean, he's obviously got a couple of different... I don't really see...
So 2002.
He was in a couple episodes of CSI Miami, Law and Order. Obviously, his start.
So he goes all the way back to about 2002.
That's when he started acting in a. Is this a movie called Mary Mary?
Is that his break?
2002. I don't even. It says 5 wins. One photo. Mary/Mary. Looks like maybe some sort of a gangster film, possibly.
Wow.
But that's what I think he would be cast as. You know, a tough guy. He was in Daredevil as the Punisher. He was in Baby Driver.
Oh, he played the Punisher in Daredevil.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Well, no, they gave him his own show because of that. Yeah. It's
So
fucking
now you
good.
gotta watch Daredevil.
I've already watched Daredevil. It's been out on Netflix.
Sorry, I'm way behind.
Since 2016. It came out. It's a really good show.
I'm behind.
I definitely recommend it. But The Punisher is fucking awesome, man. It's really good. I'm only 3 episodes in, but it is really good. And his performance is awesome. He's so good. Like he plays like a character. Like his whole family gets killed. This is a Punisher. His backstory is he's a ex-Marine who got out of the Marines and did some crazy shit in the Marines. Sometimes sometimes he did some crazy shit to the mafia, or sometimes he did, something. But anyway, somehow he got his family killed. Like, his entire family. They tried to kill him, but he survived. They thought they killed him, but he died.
Kind of like the movie.
And then he comes back and punishes the fucking people that killed him, But in this show, it sets up the entire backstory and his origin story in about 2 minutes. It shows all of that shit in like 2 minutes, and then it gets right into this story, which is great because it's not like you have to take half the season to explain who the fuck Frank Castle is. If you're watching The Punisher, you should already know who the Punisher and Frank Castle are. This is like opening up a fucking comic book and reading a fucking story every time. They're hour-long episodes. They're great. They're really good.
Cool.
And
I'll get on that.
It's kind of like modern times too.
I need a new one to watch, anyways.
That's a good one to watch. Also, I mentioned it on the podcast earlier too, but I didn't really get into it. 1922 is a movie with Thomas Jane, who also played the Punisher when it was filmed here in Tampa. The guy you saw that one, the John Travolta movie,
and he kills his wife.
Yeah, and he kills. Did you see that one?
Yeah, I started watching that one. I think I fell asleep.
You fell asleep to it.
But
it is kind of.
He got his kid. He got his kid to get in on it and all that shit. They buried her in the well. They filled the well in.
What did you think of Thomas Jane in it, though? Did you know that was the same guy who played the Punisher?
Yeah, absolutely,
okay.
Dude. I love that dude.
So,
yeah.
What did you think of his performance in that?
I mean, he was playing a fucking corn-fed cracker, like
right. But he's Australian.
Yeah,
he's an Australian actor.
No, I mean,
so I think he fucking nailed that shit.
Yeah,
absolutely, man. That was fantastic. All the little nuances of his accent were perfect. It really made me feel like I was watching some dude in fucking 1922. Some hard up fucking.
It looked like my grandpa in his younger years, right?
Yeah, exactly. Farming and all that shit.
Like,
it was an interesting story.
Twigs and shit.
It was an interesting story, especially how he like fucking dodged the.
So I guess I gotta watch the rest of the movie. I was gonna say, why was it called 1922?
Oh, because in 1922,
like that?
In 1922, he killed his wife. That was the year that he killed his wife.
Gotcha, and got away with it, right?
Yeah, pretty much. The end of the movie is kind of fucking weird. I don't know why they ended the movie.
With the kid?
Do you want me to spoil it for you, or?
Yeah, bro, I'm probably not. I fell asleep during it the first time.
Well, the kid who helped his dad kill his mother. Spoiler alert! If anybody wants to watch this movie.
Yeah, turn this shit off for the next 30 seconds.
The kid winds up getting the girlfriend that he had, the little blonde-haired girlfriend, winds up getting her pregnant. She's 14, he's 15. And he wants to get married to her, and her dad wants to send her away to some school in the city until the baby is born, and then they can give it up for adoption, and then she can come back to live on the farm. He doesn't want anything to do with that. He's a headstrong teenager guy who wants to do the right thing for his baby that's on the way, and this girl that he's in love with, but he's also fucking hardened because he's had to kill his mom. So he runs away with her in the middle of the night, takes the truck with him, or it's actually in the middle of the day. He's like, I'm gonna take the truck to school, and he fucking takes off in the truck. Winds up committing robberies with the girl, and they become known as the Sweetheart Gang, and they're trying to catch them. And finally, the girl, after the last robbery that they did, the girl gets shot in the back, and he takes her to some small little abandoned house in the winter somewhere, and it's really cold. And he's trying to get a fire started, and she's like laying bleeding out on a fucking mattress on the floor. And he looks over, and she's dead. So he winds up shooting himself in the fucking head. So he kills himself. The fucking father had done all this shit. You know, he killed his wife, put up all this stink about not wanting to get a divorce because she wanted to take the son to the city. And he thought that he knew it was best for his son to stay on this fucking farm and, you know, do all this shit. And I mean, he killed his wife so he can get the farm to pass it on to his son when he dies. And the kid just fucking ruined it all by shooting himself in the head. So now he's, I believe, he winds up selling the fucking farm.
Anyways, Jesus,
after
like the wife wanted to do.
Yeah, and then moves to the city, works in a factory pulling pallets. And the end of the movie is where he comes up, or he's sitting in a hotel room that he stays in. I guess he stays in a hotel room, and he's writing all this out. This whole manifesto, or is not his manifesto, his confession. And he turns around and he sees like the corpse bodies of his wife and his son and the girl. They all have knives, and he's like terrified of them. And then it cuts to black. So you're like, what the fuck? So these ghosts came back and killed him? I mean, he probably killed himself, but I mean, it would have been better just to wrap that up and to instead of that shock of, oh my god, dead people. It would have been better if they would have wrapped it up and been like, yeah, this is what happened. You know, he was hallucinating them, and they pulled his body out. The two police officers are talking. Yeah, this is sad, man. Cut his wrists in a hotel. No family? Oh, that's terrible. Well, I guess we'll send him off to the county or whatever. And then that would be better to know that, you know, he fucking was hallucinating because he was so distraught about killing his wife and losing his son that he, wound up killing himself. That was his
final thought as he was going out.
Right. This is what has killed me. Me killing my wife and then in turn my son and his, lovely sweetheart.
Dude, we gotta write some shit, bro.
Yeah, I mean,
you sold me on that. Anyway. I'm so glad we talked. The movie's better for me because we talked about this shit.
I do that to people because I explain. I remember I was sitting in the car one time with Coco the Destroyer, and I was like, man, I had to walk out of this movie last week. And he was like, oh, yeah? Well, what movie? And I was like, dude, it was so stupid. It was called Team America, World Police. These fucking puppets. Like, and I start describing it, and I'm like, yeah, these puppets, they're like saying fuck me in the ass and stuff, and he's dying laughing and shit. And I'm like, at this one point, he's like, the puppet's like puking for like 15 minutes. And he comes down and falls in the vomit, and then sits back up. And it's just like a jet hose of vomit coming out of this guy's mouth until it's like a huge puddle that he's just like this little character, and he was just dying fucking laughing about that. And I was like, actually, you know what? That movie's probably pretty funny. I should go back and watch the rest of it. And it wound up being one of my favorite movies because of the music that Matt Stone and Trey Parker wrote for that. It's the same guys who did South Park. The music is fucking hilarious, and I was all about funny music back then. So, but yeah, I guess that could wrap it up, man. I mean, it was cool hearing about your show or your trip to
it wasn't
Tennessee.
bad.
I'm glad you had a good time, man.
We made it back safe. We're here.
It's too bad you didn't get on to do a live show, but I'm glad you had a good time up there with your family. That's what's important, man. Is the time with the family, man. That's 18 of you guys. That's a lot. But
yeah, it's babies and everything.
Yeah, that's counting kids and everything. I saw a picture of all of you guys at the IHOP, and you guys had like 5 fucking booths.
Yeah,
it's fucking ridiculous. IHOP must love the Moody family when they come in. Yeah. Anyways, that's another episode of the Jerrad Show. Stick around. We might do an episode of the JFK tonight, the Jerrad and Frank cast. And if we don't, at least check that out. Check out the JFK. You can go into the iTunes, and it's up. It's JFK, the inauguration on the Jerrad Show. If you subscribe to the Jerrad Show on the iTunes or any podcasting app or whatever, you've already subscribed to the JFK. So go ahead and check that out. Listen to that. Maybe you'll even get another episode of the JFK coming up soon. But follow me on Twitter at Jerrad Show. Frank is at Real Frank Moody. And the Facebook is facebook.com/Jerrad Show and JerradShow.com for all your podcasting needs. Frank, thanks for being here tonight.
No problem, brother, man. Thanks for having me.
It was good.
Everybody have a good one.
Double night of podcasting. It's great. Have a good night.